Scientists and artists are both trying to get a better understanding of the world around us, but they're doing it through different lenses. Through the West Bloomfield School District STEAM program, we're approaching problems from multiple perspectives.
Hello, I'm Superintendent Gerald Hill.
And I'm Denny Repal, Principal of Roosevelt Elementary School.
Today we're exploring some of the projects that teachers in the district have utilized that employ a project-based learning approach, one that allows students to understand and appreciate the relevancy of their work to the world around them. Our teachers at both elementary and high school have inspired students through a Shark Tank competition based on the popular television show where contestants pitch business ideas to a group of executives.
Today, Carrie Roth and Sarah Rich from Roosevelt, our elementary STEAM campus, have joined us, along with 3 students whose invention gained a lot of attention at the Shark Tank presentation. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math, and employs a project-based learning approach in which students gain knowledge and skills by working for an extended period of time to investigate and respond to a complex problem or challenge. Carrie, tell us how this competition develops.
So, Denny, you and I met with Eric and John Clark, the owners of Toyology Toys, and this is where the idea kind of came from. Toyology has done this competition at other schools, and so we jumped right on board, approached our 3rd grade and magnet team of teachers, and just kind of went from there.
Sarah, I attended the first competition. I was amazed at the creativity of the inventions and the enthusiasm really of the students. How many students school-wide participated, and how was the competition conducted?
So there were about 150 students from the 3rd grade classes in our magnet program, and it was conducted in 2 different phases. So the first phase was a minnow tank where all the students displayed their Shark Tank prototypes, and the whole school got to come through, and the students and parents got to vote. And then from there, our top winners went on to the actual Shark Tank competition with the judges, where they pitched their ideas.
So utilizing the STEAM approach, tell us, how did the students prepare for the launch prior to inventing their products?
So students were given some initial time to just kind of brainstorm after watching a couple clips of actual Shark Tank videos. And from there, they were able to invent something that met a need or filled a hole, whether it was a toy or some sort of invention to improve everyday life. Eric actually came in and spoke to the kids about he, as a toy store owner, how he chooses products for his store to kind of inspire them as they went through the brainstorming phase, the design phase, and the invention phase. All of the students had a prototype that they invented. Some built it in our tool room out of hammer and nails. Some used a 3D printer, and other used recycled items from our makerspace.
Since Roosevelt integrated STEAM into all content areas, we developed partnerships with professionals in the fields of business as well as education and government. Sarah, who served as the sharks and what qualified them to do so?
So we had many different sharks. Amy Quinn, our science coordinator, was there. Eric Clark from Toyology and members of his team. We had Tom Berman, the Oakland County Commissioner. Sid Rubin, who was our former Kego Harbor Mayor. David Secord, who works at Oakland University. And Rochelle Galang, who works for Oakland Schools Technology. So we had people from all over the community who could give their insights and be part of this wonderful experience.
So were these sharks really tough on the kids?
They were actually much harder than I thought they were going to be. They asked the questions that you would see on the TV show, but the students did an amazing job, and they really had thoughtful answers and really took the time to think deeply about their product and their pitch.
Once the competition was narrowed down through the voting in the first event, you held the final event in 4 boardrooms with several sharks in each room reviewing product concepts. Let's take a look at some of the products that the students created.
We're back, and we're joined with 3 students from Roosevelt, Natalie Weissman, Elliot Foreman, and Repal Sampath, who invented a switchable shoe. Elliot, tell us about your shoe and what does it do?
Well, basically, so we put magnets on the bottom of each sole, and then there's one base shoe, so you can stick the magnets onto the shoe without buying so many more shoes.
Natalie, who came up with the idea, and how did you guys come up with it?
Well, we all came up with it. Like, we had different ideas, so we came together and came up with it, and we thought it would be cool, and thought if we could do it, we would try it.
That's great. Ritvik, how did you guys go about researching the problem?
Well, we knew, like, because we all play sports ourselves, and like many other kids in across America play sports, and across the world too. They have too many shoes. Like, they play baseball or softball and soccer. They have to have like different cleats for baseball, softball, and soccer. So like, you might want to change, but you have so many shoes you don't know what you have. So like, this is that you only have one shoe and like multiple add-ons, so if you forget, like, you have this to have with you.
That's a great idea. Did you guys practice or get feedback prior to your presentation?
Well, we actually met at the library, and we had to finish it up, and we practiced.
So were the Sharks responsive to you guys' products, and anybody walk away with a product license or something like that?
Well, we sort of did. Tom Berman, he was going to ask his company, like his friend who worked a shoe company, and asked if he wanted our product.
Wow, that's awesome. How much do you guys charge for something like this?
Well, we would charge $60 for the base and $15 for each add-on. That means like the sole for each base.
Did you guys learn anything that surprised you or something you wouldn't have expected to have learned through this kind of project?
Well, we didn't really know any of the market business until really Mr. Roth showed us some videos about it. And then we were like, we need to create something that is very useful, not just some toy that you want, not need. And this actually is useful, so.
Absolutely. Well, here's another look at a presentation that was held in one of the other boardrooms. This is just one example of how the game is changing through our STEAM initiative. It isn't just about math and science, since we've added the arts to STEM. It's about creativity, imagination, and innovation. Our students are learning to work as a part of a collaborative team with hands-on application and greater learning opportunities. When we come back, Dr. Hill will take a look at a real-life challenge that students at West Bloomfield High School faced when they presented their pitch to the Sharks.
We're back with 3 West Bloomfield High School DECA students who created the Shark Tank competition for all students enrolled in a marketing-related class. We have Marcus McLaughlin, Brian Bembas, and Matthew Ladisser, who are all DECA students. Who came up with the idea of the Shark Tank, and why did you do that?
So we were initially approached by the president of Cadillac Travel, David Fishman, who was connected with our marketing teacher, Ms. Zala. Based off of previous years with our DECA experience, we knew this year that we wanted to write a creative marketing paper which involved partnering with a business. And that is when our teacher connected us with Mr. Fishman. And we did an interview with him to just kind of get a better idea before we started our project of what went on with his business. And during that interview, he approached us about the idea, and he said that he thought that a lot of kids in our school would possibly have some really good ideas, and he wanted to find a way to tap into that a little bit. So he approached us about the Shark Tank idea.
So tell us about what the challenge was. What did the students face during the Shark Tank challenge?
So they were faced with coming up with a plan to revitalize Cadillac Travel to be a travel agency that competes in the 21st century. There's so many online booking agents like Expedia and Travelocity who are taking business away from these small travel agencies like Cadillac Travel. So they were faced with the challenge of coming up with a marketing plan that would revitalize them and make them a company that would compete with these online companies like Expedia.
So my understanding is that David Fisher not only offered cash prize for the winners, but an internship with Cadillac Travel for the real-world experience of what is best for marketing a travel agency like you've been talking about. Tell us about the concept of how you went about creating interest for our hopeful entrepreneurs and the DECA Club students. How did you generate their enthusiasm for this Shark Tank experience?
So to generate enthusiasm for it, we went around to all the business classes in the school and just gave them a short synopsis of what they need to do with the business idea. And then they were all given the chance to make the PowerPoint, and then we told them the prizes that they could get, and that really hyped them up about doing the project. And we did get a good amount of kids to do it.
Did you have any unusual questions from some of the students regarding the contest?
No, not generally. Most of the students just wanted to know a little more specific details. The issue that I guess we had was we didn't have a set guideline as assignments usually go, so they had a lot of free range to roam around and come up with their own ideas. So most of the questions we received were just more about what specifically they should be doing.
And how did you or the students go about researching the business and finding out what might be a good marketing plan for the travel agency?
So we have to, for our paper, conduct a certain amount of research on the business itself before we even start making suggestions. And the main way that we did that was in an interview with Mr. Fishman himself, who gave us a little bit of a background for his business and the whole market of the travel industry as a whole. And we also looked at what their existing data was. We looked at things like their website and their presence on their social media, and just what they've been doing with their online business, because if we're talking about modernizing a company, then a lot of what we want to do is internet-based now, and so we spend a lot of time looking at the existing website and their online profiles for our research.
So what were some of the biggest challenges that the three of you faced in coordinating this event?
So I think one of the biggest challenges we faced was just the timeline, getting everyone on board, making sure people knew what to do and who to submit the presentations to, and actually organizing it, getting a time to do all the presentations, an audience, and then getting everyone ready and on board to do this event.
Who did the filming of the event?
I believe you guys did, Civic Center TV.
Okay. Were they good to work with?
They were
They
perfect.
were very easy to work with, for sure.
So what are some of the data that you needed to obtain that indicated that the company could use an improved marketing program? What kind of information did you look at in your research?
So we did a lot of secondary research. We researched their website. It was a bit out of date. We also looked at social media, and we saw they only had a Facebook. And then today, we thought as a group that they definitely needed a Twitter and an Instagram to get them out there, because there is more users on, especially our age, on Twitter and Instagram nowadays.
Well, what do you see on the horizon for Cadillac Travel? And did they take a lot of the ideas that students generated?
Yeah, David himself, Mr. Fishman, was very excited about how the event went, and the information that the students brought and the ideas that they brought he was really thrilled about, and definitely said that he was willing to implement them going into the future. I know that right now he's actually already working on implementing a few of the ideas that the students came up with, and we're continually working with him over the next few months with our paper and our suggestions that we're bringing to him. And it's been so easy to work with him because he's very eager to take our ideas and put them into action. So I'm really hopeful for the future of Cadillac Travel, being able to really stand up against some tough competition today and utilize our new ideas and the new ideas of the other students to bring their company into the 21st century.
And what might be some key indicators of success that you would look at if you visited that travel agency 6 months from now?
Definitely visiting their website, seeing if they've made it more user-friendly, more simple, because that's a big thing. When people go to a website, they want to see simplicity, find out what they want. So 6 months down the road, if they've got, a redesigned website, and we can find them on Instagram, Twitter, all social media platforms, I think that would be a big indicator that they've definitely revitalized themselves and made them a company that's, a company that's great for the 21st century, online and social media wise.
I know if I were the owner, I'd be very appreciative of the work that you and your fellow students did. Let's take a look at one of our students' presentations. We're back with our West Bloomfield marketing teacher and DECA coordinator for the district, Julie Zala, and Neville Calabat, the winner of the Shark Tank. Julie, first, would you please explain for me and the audience what exactly DECA is?
Sure. DECA is an association of marketing students, and they compete in district, state, and national level for not only scholarship prizes, but also recognition from local businesses. There are 250,000 DECA students that are through marketing programs throughout the entire world. And their goal is to get to nationals, where the top 18,000 from the world will compete, from China and Mexico and all over.
Do we have a lot of DECA students at the high school?
We sure do. We have the second largest chapter in the state, actually, and also the largest in our district. So District 6, the largest one. We have close to almost 300 students of our student body are DECA participants.
That's a lot. Can you tell us about the challenge that the DECA students faced and how this developed in DECA?
Sure. Fortunately, we were really excited. One of our students from last year, Josh Cooper, who was also in our DECA program, he was our DECA president, he actually introduced myself to Mr. Fishman, and he said, there's somebody I really want you to meet. And we set up a meeting at David Fishman's office in Southfield, and he presented the idea that he would love to come up with a project where we could work together. And we had had a very successful combination of working with Mr. Allen's last year, and he had heard about that. And so we came up with the idea of putting together a Shark Tank idea where he could learn a little bit more, and our students could learn also about the industry.
It's awesome. Sounds like our students are really fortunate for that opportunity. What do you think prompted David Fishman to get involved in this competition?
He wanted to hear more ideas, out-of-the-box ideas. With the travel industry, there's so much competition out there that we're not always using a travel agent, that we're now using and trying to do it on our own time, which end up actually, the people spend about 4 hours, is usually the amount of time that you spend in more than one day booking your own trip. So he wanted to find out a way to reach not only our current market, but the younger market as well. And knowing how involved our student body is with DECA and marketing, he thought it'd be a great opportunity to learn what the younger generation might be looking for so he could plan for the future.
So tell us about the concept and how you went about creating interest and with our hopeful entrepreneurs.
We had our students, and this one group of our students that are in DECA, and they happen to have been our DECA national champions, so we know that they're really successful with this. We wanted to team them up with this actual company because we knew it would be a great fit, and it was going to be a large endeavor. So I presented it to them after talking to Mr. Fishman, and I said, how will we get our students involved and excited about it? So together we created a PowerPoint that was introducing the concept, and then we played along with going back and forth with the actual company to get their feedback and their ideas and make sure it was something they were looking for and something that they wanted research and findings on.
So Neville, why do you think that the Sharks chose your idea over the others?
I believe it's because, I had a lot of confidence in my ideas and how to present them. I brought more ideas how we can hit our target market and how we can, advertise ourselves and beat our competition, such as like online purchases and all that such.
Julie, what response did you get from the other Sharks?
We had a great response. It was not only, we were fortunate to have 3 people from the local community that came in. They were really excited to hear their ideas, and what's exciting about it is they were ideas that they had never thought of or heard of. And that was really nice to hear that our students were so creative. And one of the ones that I know they're really currently thinking about doing and they are adapting is the idea of using Snapchat and filters. And that is not a platform that they've ever used before, and really is going to be popular with our audience, especially so many of our students that go to spring break. Parents can be able to check in, see their child safe and having fun. And so it was something that they didn't think about how that marketing would really boost their company.
Neville, what ideas do you think will actually be implemented by the Cadillac Travel?
I think the first things first is that we take care of our target market and how we can connect to them. Our main target market that I want to hit on is baby boomers because they have all the free time. You know, they have fall, summer, spring. You know, it's a target we can hit in Michigan, especially. There's many of them, millions of them in here. So I would definitely want to hit that first, and then after that, I would like to use social media as a platform. That's my other idea I would like to use, and how we can, you know, connect with the millennials and how we can connect with the adults, parents, and, you know, convince them that we are the better company and not the online, you know, travel agency companies.
Well, those are great ideas. Julie, how does the products align with the marketing program at West Bloomfield High School?
We, through our marketing program, offer a number of different classes, and all of those classes that are taught by an DECA advisor have the opportunity to participate in DECA. Students have an option. And one of our goals really, and it goes along with the whole STEAM idea, is we want our students to not just learn what's in the classroom, we want them to have a hands-on experience. So we are connecting with businesses. They are working one-on-one with them. Students have received not only internships but job opportunities that have taken them with these connections. And they're researching companies and doing 30-page papers, which is pretty hard to imagine when you're 14, 15, 16 years old that you're accomplishing such a task. And they're not only researching and finding this information and presenting it back to the companies, and they're presenting it at not only a district level, a state level, and an international level where they're presenting their ideas.
We thank David Fishman and Cadillac Travel for committing so much time and energy for the future entrepreneurs at West Bloomfield High School and marketers. And I know that you probably appreciate having community partners as well.
Absolutely.
And as a student, how did it feel to be working with an actual live company and doing the project?
A little bit nerve-wracking, to be honest, but it's a great opportunity to learn under, you know, Mr. Fishman's wings, you know, how business rolls, how to market it, how it actually feels. You know, you don't have that kind of experience in this such age, so I'm glad he's giving me this opportunity to really, you know, let me get the experience in.
So today we've seen how the game is changing. It's not just about math and science. It's about all the things that we're doing in education. Our students are exploring, creating, and innovating.
And thank you for joining us today, where we have taken a closer look at West Bloomfield School District's STEAM program and how our students are learning to appreciate the relevancy of their work in the world around them through Shark Tank.